Welcome to our channel. Before we dive into yet another fascinating mythy, we'd like to invite you to watch, to like, and subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notification bell. Let's dive deep to discuss a hidden truth about time and reality hidden in the 1775 Bible wit. If I told you everything you know about time is wrong. How we measure we celebrate we live by if carefully designed not for your benefit but to control Imagine, a world where time flowed naturally, where the sun, the moon, and the stars guided USA world, where we lived in harmony with the universe. A thought world once existed but it was stolen. Rewritten denen from us today. We uncover a lost truth, a secret buried for centuries, a truth hidden in an ancient Bible from 1775, a Bible that changes everything. But before we begin, subscribe this video because together we're going to reveal something they don't want you to know. Let me introduce myself. Me name is Lucas and I have always been drawn to the mysteries of Timonot. Just what history tells us but what they don't own night. Deep in researchy, stumbled upon a video. A small channel, a researcher named Aaron Welsh's video. The 1775 Bible that changes everything. I clicked it and what I saw shook me. Aaron held up an old Bible-worn, pages faded Inca relic of the past. Bet it wasn't the Bible itself that caught my attention, it was what it revealed. This Bible said the first month of the year wasn't January, it was March. Week didn't start on Monday, it started on Sunday. The end. Most shocking of all, weren't 12 months in a year, were 1-3. I sat there, stunned at everything I thought I knew about time. Was this be true, or was it just another wild theory? I had to know more, I had to dig deeper. We did the calendar change, who changed it? And what did we lose in the process? I started my research and what I found was more shocking than I could have imagined. A concept that sounds strange to us today, but for ancient civilizations it was natural, it was sacred. Egyptians used Babylonian, Hebrews. Their calendars weren't based on random numbers. They followed the Mooniok month, began with a new moon 29 5 days long. 12 moons gave them a year of 354 days, but they knew that wasn't enough. They added an extra month, a 13th month, to keep everything in balance. Fifth wasn't just a calendar, it was a connection to the universe. Moon's cycles weren't just timekeepers, she were spiritual guides. Each phase had meaning, each cycle affected life. Birthroth the Biraki was strictly not a straight line, but then something changed, a shift so massive it rewrote history. Roman Empireth, rise of Julius Caesar, a man who wanted control not just over people but over time itself. In 45 BCE, he introduced the Julian calendar, a solar calendar 365 25 days, 12 months, no more 13th month week. Because the moon was unpredictably too chaotic, while the Romans wanted order structure opers, they forced a new calendar onto the world and that ignored Naturion, that broke the cycle. And then, centuries later, another change, Gregorian Gregory XIIIHE made more adjustments. More control. Time was no longer spiritual, it was political. The world forgot the old waste connection to nature. The rhythms of the universe are lost, and today we live by a broken system, a system that makes us feel disconnected. Rushot of Sinchov, you ever felt it? Like time is slipping away, like you're always running out of it, like no matter how much you do, there's never enough. That's not an accident, that's by design, because when you control time, you control people. But there's Maritz, not just the months, not just the earth. Week has been manipulated, too. In the ancient world, week started on Sunday. Sunday was the first day, Saturday was the last. A sacred cycle, but over time it was flipped. Why? To break the rhythm, to confuse it, to separate us from the natural order. And what about New Year's? Today, we celebrate it in January, cold act of winter, but ancient cultures, they celebrated in March, spring or burnt life. January was never meant to be the what it was forced upon Eusto, disconnect Eusto, keep us in the dark. But here's the truth, can reclaim the old Wesu, can reconnect you, can step out of the illusion by recognizing the Libby, seeing through the deception, be understanding that time is not what they told us. Moon still follows its cycles. The stars still a lignature, still moves in harmonion. So can you look up at the night sky, watch the moon The rhythm you don't need their calendar you, don't need their clock you. Have the truth inside Yoe you, always haveth this, is just the beginning. There is more much Marif you want. To go deeper subscribe John the journey Beckers. The truth is waiting and once you see it too can never unsee it bat. This is where things get even stranger Bess. It wasn't just the romance it wasn't just Julius Caesar, Pope, Gregorius goes deeper ask yourself, this we, is the number 13 feared? Why do buildings skip the 13th floor? Why is Friday the 13th considered unlucky? Who told us 13 was bad, and why? Because 13 is powerful bus, 13 is natural Beckos, 13 is the key to everything, 13 months, 13 lunar cycles in a year, 13 is the rhythm of the earth, heartbeat of Timantian cultures new Myonst. Druids the Egyptian sea built their calendars. On 13, they built their temples on 13. They honored the cycles of the moon but the rulers of the world ones who rewrote Timothy, erased 13. They turned it into something to further made it disappear and what did they replace it with? A number of ordera, number of control, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 hours on a clock, 12 inches in a foot, 12 jurors in a courtroom, a system built on 12 designed to keep you in line, but in Naturine, the universite was always 13. They took the old knowledge buried ithi, rewrote history and we forget but the truth et never disappears it wait. The moment we are ready to see it, again and that momentous Nelbicus, here's the thing if they lied about time what else have they lied about? The 7-day week that wasn't always the rule. Some ancient cultures had 8-day weeks, some had 10. The Romans, they had an 8-day market week but then something happened in 321 AE. Emperor Constantine changed everything, declared a 7-day week and he made Sunday a day of worship, not because of tradition it because of history but because of power. The 7-day week wasn't just about time, it was about control. It created a cycle work rhythm that keeps us locked in thought, keeps us predictable. Who benefits from that? Not Mabu, those who rule but let's go even deeper with if I told youth. Hours you live by minutest, second style, all wrong too. Think about it we 24 hours in a day. Why 60 minutes in an hour? Why 60 seconds in a minute? These numbers don't match Naturethi, don't match the moonthi, don't match the starsthi, were created inventor systema structuria. Prison of time and we've lived in it for so long, don't even question it bet, when you step outside when, look at the sky when, you listen to the earth you can feel it something is off something is missing wealth, being disconnected from the natural flow. Ancient wisdom real timid, the question is what happens if we break free? What happens if we stop following their timid, start following real time? Would we feel more in sync? Would we feel more alive? Would we wake up from the illusion? Because that's exactly what this Ison Illusiona manufactured reality game designed to keep us blind and the biggest trick they ever pulled. Convincing us that this is normal that their time is the only time that we have no choice but we do because time is not what they told yous it, never wasn't. Now that you know you can never go back so, what do? You start smell you, look at the new track, the cyclosusi, the pattern you question, the calendar you question, the clock you question, everything the case, when you do you start to wake opened, when you wake up who can't be controlled that's why they changed time that's why they rewrote history to keep us asleep but we are waking opened once we see the truth. There is no stopping uso ask yourself. What else have they hidden? What else have they rewritten? What other truths are waiting to be uncovered? This is just the beginning give. You want to know Marif, you want to go even deeper subscribe John the journey because we are only scratching the surface in the truth. It's far bigger than you ever imagine a bit. Let's go even further back. If time has been manipulated, what about history? What if the timeline we've been given is just another lie? Think about it. Trust history books. We trust the dates were given. We trust that time has been recorded correctly, but who recorded it? Who decided what was true and what was erased? Because here's something strange, many ancient cultures tell a different story. A story of lost civilizations, a story of advanced knowledge, a Story of time before time, but history tells you stats impossible. Say civilization began around 5,000 years Agathat. Before that, we were primitive but what if they're wrong? What if there were civilizations before us, advanced Perusial in tune with nature, and what if they knew something that we've forgotten? There are ancient ruins that don't make sense, structures built with technology we can't explain how. Who built them? And why did their knowledge disappear? Because, here's the real question, it disappear, or was it erased? Because if you control time, control history, and if you control historio, control the present. Think about it, believe what we're told. Because we don't remember the past for ourselves. Weren't Teresa we trust, the book's worst, trust the experts worth, the system bat. What if the system was built on lies? What if time has been rewritten to keep us from seeing the truth? Because when you control time, control perception, you make people believe that things have always been this way. That history is set. Time moves in a straight line. Thought we are powerless, but we are not powerless. Are waking up, are remembering, are seeing beyond the illusion, and once you see it too can never unsee it, because the truth is there hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are ready. So, what happens next? What do we do with this knowledge? Do we ignore it? Do we go back to the illusion? Do we pretend we never saw it? Or do we wake up? Do we step outside the system? Do we reclaim our connection to the universe? Because time, real time, is not what they told you. Set is not numbers on a clock, it is not dates on a calendar, it is the movement of the sun's rhythm, of the moon's pulse, of the star sand. When you align with that, you align with something greater, align with the truth, and that truth is more powerful than anything they fear. Because once we remember the can no longer control Eustace's is the great awakening, and it starts now. If you're ready to go deeper, if you're ready to question everything's subscribe. The journey, Beckers, we are only at the beginning, then the truth. It's bigger than we ever imagine it. There's one more thing, some mything. Even bigger, if time isn't real, leaf, history has been rewritten. We've been lied to about our place in the universe. Then what is this reality? What are we really living in? Because when you start to break down time, start to break down reality itself. Think about it, measure our lives by time, wake up, by it work, by it bet. If time is just a construct, then what does that say about our lives? What if time isn't something we pass through, bet something that was placed around us? A framework, a limitation, a prison. What if we are meant to live outside of time? To exist in a way that isn't bound by numbers or clocks or calendars? Because here's something strange, many ancient teachings talk about time differently. Don't describe it as a straight line. Describe it as a spirala cyclia loop, where if past, present, and future are happening all at once. What if time isn't something moving forward, but something folding in on itself? Science is just starting to catch up. Quantum physics tells us time isn't fixed at that. The future can influence the past. That time might not be what we think at all, and if that's true, then what does that mean for us? It means we are more powerful than we've been told. Means we can break free from the illusion. It means we can step outside of the system. Because if time is an illusion, so is everything built on it. Deadlinas agentianshima only exist because we believe in them. Beck was where taught Tobu what happens when we stop believing. What happens when we remember that we are infinite. Because that's the truth they've hidden from use, that we are not slaves to time, that we are not splotted. We are not meant to live in fear of running out of time. We're meant to be free to live outside of their system, and no waking up, no remember. So the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let the illusion control you, or will you break free? The choice is yours, bet. Once you see the truth, you can never go back. This is only the beginning. You're ready for Marif. You want to dive even deeper. Subscriber John the Journey Bekos. Time is not what they told you, and realidius, far greater than we ever imagined. So here we area it. The edge of something, vast something, ancient something. Hidden in plain sight of everything we have been taught about time, about history, about reality itself. It was never the full truth. We're given a version of Timian that keeps us locked into cycles of control, that makes us feel small alone, that disconnects us from the universe a bit, the truth. Time is not time is not numbers on a screen. Time is not the ticking of a clock. Counting down the moments of your lifetime is movement time, is flow time, is a dance between the sun, the moon, and the star sand. So, a Yoiwa not a slave to Taimu are not just a body moving through days, and Yursiu are timeless you, are infinitiu existed before they gave you a calendar brie. They told you what day it was before, they made you believe in their version of Rewritten. Now, you are waking up because when you stop measuring your life by their time you begin to live by schedulelessness, by fear of running out, not by someone else's plan but by your own rhythm be, the cycles of the universe be, the truth that has always been inside you. So, what happens next? That is up to you can go back to the illusioner. You can step outside of ITU, can keep following their timing. You can start following the real time look up at the skywatch, the moon feel. The rhythm of life moving through you because once you do you will never see the world the same way. Againthus is only the beginning and the truth. It has been waiting for you all along. If you're ready for Marif, you want to dive even deeper, subscribe on the journey Beckers. The awakening is here and time, as they told it to us, is over.